My name is Bryan Melmed. I'm a director of insights at Exponential. Exponential is an ad network. We have multiple businesses covering mobile, screen, in-stream video, and rich media engagement, all of it data-driven. The term big data has become such a powerful and overhyped term that it's been used to describe almost anything. But when you're talking about the marketing world, big data really just means one thing, and that's measuring consumers, measuring people. And we've adopted a lot of techniques that hadn't been possible before, simply because of a lack of computing power, but the basic approach is very, very simple. We're looking for correlation. We're looking at how different people do different things and how we can expect them to do those things based on the characteristics they exhibit, either online or offline. When you're using big data for marketing, it's important to understand its limitations and its care, really. And that's something that you only really gain through experience and trial and error. For example, big data can't tell you why things happen. You can uncover miraculous, wonderful, and surprising patterns that customers are establishing. You can find that your customer base is completely different to what you thought it was originally. But to understand why that's happening, big data is just a tool. And you really need the brains and the creativity that's so evident around us in the marketing and advertising industry to use big data appropriately and have it feed creative campaigns and product development that really meets the needs of those customers that are either finding you or you're finding them. Some of the things that we see people doing with big data that will lead you down the wrong path, or worse, is firstly to trust the data implicitly. And remember, all of this information is coming incredibly cheaply and with huge volume. We've instrumented our digital world and increasingly our offline world. And that instrumentation is, well, it's prone to bias, it's prone to error, and sometimes it's just not right at all. We have all of these confounding factors out there. I'm using my phone and then I go to my computer, or I'm sharing my phone with somebody on the train. Any number of things can happen, and if you look at the most basic information about a consumer, it's almost always wrong. For example, one example I'll use in my presentation today is gender, and we have two different data providers identifying what gender a user on the internet is, and the error rate is 32%. 32% means that it's just slightly better than rolling the dice, which would be a 50% error rate. What we do at Exponential that's different is we start with these granular units of data, these data segments that might have 100, even a dozen people in them, that prove to be far more powerfully predictive than the generalization.